I'm Melissa Fassel Dunn, and welcome to Broad Appeal, where we feature boss women and queen bees who are writing and living by their own rules. And today, we are talking to Daisy Tenacious, and Daisy has her own fitness business. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Thank you very much for joining us today. Did you work out this morning?
Not this morning,
but
I will after the show.
Okay, it's all part of the plan?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So, now your background is not formally in fitness.
No.
But you have become an expert.
Of sorts.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Yes.
So, how did that happen? How did you get this breadth of knowledge that you weren't formally educated on?
Well, after my first child, I had put on quite a bit of weight, 96 pounds.
Okay.
And
so slightly more than average.
Yeah, slightly. And I thought I was just going to lose the weight naturally. I thought it would just like fly off of me because I had been thin my whole life. Mm-hmm. And after about 8 weeks, I remember weighing myself. And
I'm like, why is it still here?
I had lost maybe 5 pounds from when I had given birth. And it was like at that moment that I said, I have to actually lose weight like everybody else does. Like, this isn't just going to come off now. Right. I'm not just going to be skinny.
The fairy tale's over.
Yeah, done. And so I started going on low-calorie diets at first because I didn't really know what I was doing.
And that's sort of like what a lot of people start
with. That's what everybody
right?
does,
It's kind
I
of
feel
a
like.
trend. Yeah.
It is a trend.
Yeah.
And
you were probably starving.
I was getting on that elliptical for 45 minutes at a time and getting off. And that is literally what I was doing. Mm-hmm. And I was losing weight, but it was slow and I didn't feel great. Like I didn't feel strong.
You were probably hungry and overworked.
I was starving and I was breastfeeding and it was just so hard to do. Right. And then the second I ate something more substantial, I just blew up instantly. And I just realized this wasn't going to work long term. So I started doing a lot of research, started talking to a lot of gym people. My dad actually was a bodybuilder when he was alive, and so
I did not know that.
And so I had to talk to my dad, and I had to go,
and he
Dad,
I don't know. People.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but it was like, you never want to go to your dad and be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Now what do I do? Yeah. You've admitted defeat. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I just started doing so much research and reading a lot of books, and over time, I eventually kind of like figured out like a little bit here, a little bit there, little methods, like certain things that worked for me, certain things that didn't, and eventually I feel like I kind of really got a handle on it. And
So, and you didn't mention this, but you're actually a mom of 4 children.
Yes.
Not just that one. Not just that one time. You
4.
chose to do it 3 more times. And so, like, when they see you, mom eats healthy, mom works out every day. How is that translated into their lives? Have they adopted any healthy lifestyle sort of things, or are they like, oh my God, I'm gonna eat these Fruit Loops just because mom says not to?
I actually try to be really loose with my kids, not so restrictive, but I just keep trying to introduce healthy things little by little.
Right.
That's just how I operate as a mother. Not so much pressure, but just give a couple options and say this would be the best one for you. And over time, they do end up picking the best one. I think like not applying like you have to eat this at this moment like definitely helps. Right. And my kids, they sit and they watch me exercise, and like my son does really good push-ups, and my daughter sets up obstacle courses around the house for me. And it's like, oh, you ready to work out? So they definitely get involved now. Yeah. It's really nice.
So that's good. So it's a kind of like a subtle intro.
Yeah.
Like it's omnipresent but not forceful.
That's the way I like to be, just as a human.
Right.
Yeah. Translated to how I as a parent.
Daisy Tenacious.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a little bit of forcefulness in that. Right. So lots of people, particularly women, really struggle to juggle the kids, the job, the house, the school commitments, the partner, whatever, all of these things. I mean, we're constantly, I feel like everything is always up in the air. So how can ordinary people who are always juggling all these things adopt a healthy lifestyle? What are some things that we can do?
Well, I mean, you know me. I have a really busy life. I have 4 kids and 3 are in school age. I still have a baby at home, right? I work all the time and I still manage to like put my health in the mix. So even if you only have a half hour, even if you have 15 minutes just to move around, it's essential.
So it sounds like one of the ways would be just not be perfectionistic about it.
Oh, no. Yeah. I don't feel
just be like, you got 15 minutes. All right, I'm going to nail these 15 minutes.
Let me tell you, 15 minutes can do a lot for the human body. You know what I mean? Don't feel like, oh, I don't have a full hour to work out, so I'm just not going to do it. That's actually a really sad way to think. I mean, you can get so much out of so little.
So that's good to know. So we don't have to be like crazy worker-outers.
No, of course not.
We don't have to work out for 2
I
hours
don't work
a day.
out all the time like that. Sometimes I just can't.
And so if someone wanted to commit to getting into shape and being healthy, so what would be like a reasonable weekly or daily commitment? What would it look like? So I say to you, okay, I have 3 businesses, I have 3 kids, I have half an hour every day. That's all I've got. What do I do?
So a half an hour every day is quite a bit.
Okay. So that's excessive. Okay. Half an hour, 3 days a week?
It's not excessive. But I mean, obviously you need rest days too. Like no one's going to work out 7 days a week. And frankly, it's not good for you to work out that much. Your body needs to rest as well. I mean, I would highly suggest anyone just starting to enter into the exercise world, maybe do 3 days a week because that's more realistic. And then over time, gradually increase to 4, maybe 5. But I don't work out any more than 5 days a week.
But you would max out at 5.
I do. Sometimes I'll do a 6-day if it's just cardio only, but I won't lift weights more than 5 days a week ever.
Why not?
It's just, you got to give your muscles time to rest.
So that they can
heal. And actually when in the healing process is when you build a bunch of muscle.
Gotcha. So rest to build.
You need to rest to build.
Rest to build. And then on the flip side, so we've got, okay, I got to be able to fit it in. I have so little time. What about people who overdo the workouts, the appearance, the diet?
So I run into a lot of these women. Actually, I work with one right now, and the problem with excessive dieting and working out too much is that you really screw up your metabolism. It can be for your life. So
it can be permanent.
It can be permanent damage, and then you really have to try so much harder than somebody else who didn't do those things. So I know a girl, and I work with her all the time. She's wonderful, but she had anorexia. She went on low-calorie diets. She didn't eat enough food, and she was running all the time, over-exercising. And now, when she eats normal, like what a normal amount for anybody else, she blows up so quickly
because her body
is
so used
just
to eating
these small amounts, and it really messed her up long term. But we've been working on it, and now I'm happy to say she went from 226, she's down to 160 now, and we're just gonna keep trying to maintain the very same type of way of eating for a really long period of time, so that her metabolism catches up.
So how is she eating now? Has she is
high
she back
protein
where she should be? In terms of calories?
Yes. She's eating a healthy amount of calories now. Like what your body needs to survive. Yeah.
So you recommend that she eat high protein.
High protein, lots of veggies, lots of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Low sugar, low fruit sugar.
Such a bummer.
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
I'd say half a cup to a cup a day of fruit is all you need.
That's such a bummer.
Yeah.
So now you became an Instagram fitness sensation kind of overnight. Kind of overnight. So tell us about that. How was that? And how'd that happen?
It was quite by accident, I have to say. I just got an Instagram for fun. Actually, some guy at the gym was like, you should be on Instagram because that's where all the fitness people are.
And this is what you tell everyone now, too.
This is actually exactly how it happened. And I was like, okay. And I kept putting it off. But he kept bringing it up. And I said, all right, fine, I will. And I had some fitness pictures that I had done. I thought, I'll just throw those up there. And I started putting before and afters from when I was really heavy.
And we have some of those, so we can show those too.
Oh yeah.
From after your first.
After, I think the ones I sent were even after my because in total I've lost 346 pounds.
Right, between the 4 pregnancies.
Between the 4 pregnancies, which is a lot. But I blow up when I'm pregnant. I don't know. And then I have to lose it. I have to really lose it. It does not come off.
Right.
I have to exercise.
Nothing easy for you.
Yeah. So anyways, he said get on. I did, and. Once I started putting before and afters and started just telling people what I was doing, just kind of went viral on me. And a couple hundred followers turned into thousands. And
Do you think it's because, I mean, I think a lot of people that we see on Instagram are 20-somethings. Never have had children. Now, I mean, and it's great. I'm glad that they're living healthy lifestyles and, you know, doing the right thing. But do you think it's that you stand out a little more because you've 100% been there?
100%.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I would be where I'm at today if I didn't have 4 kids, almost to the number. Like 3 is, would you say, average? 5 is crazy, right? So 4 just kind of throws you at this weird point. But yeah, having 4 kids and not being 20 is really appealing to people. Anyone can be thin and healthy at 20 before they've lived life. But while their metabolism is still great, and their
while
hormones
they can really
haven't kicked in,
beat themselves up in terms of what they eat too.
Yeah, they haven't been pregnant. They, you know, it's so different when you get to our age. It's just so much harder. Yeah. And I tell girls that all the time that are younger, and I say, you got to watch it now because you're really going to have to watch it later if you don't.
So what would be a recommendation you would give to women who are maybe in their 20s now, things that they can do now at that age before, you know, they start having children that would, I don't know, like sort of make it a little bit easier later?
Well, I definitely say, like, learn how to eat healthy now. Like, learn what it takes. Start incorporating some of these things into your diet, because it does make it harder to gain weight later.
Right,
if you're eating healthy.
Established.
Exactly. Try to work out a couple days a week. You know, put some time into yourself. And don't drink so much.
And I know
that's a big thing with young people.
I know. Yeah. I know one of your big things is, because you just told us, lay off the fruit a little bit. Veggies, high protein.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on carbs?
So
there's a
I'm a big fan
now
of carbs. I don't understand why people hate them, but I just think it's moderation. Just like fruit, it's moderation, and it's about picking your times. So after workout is a great time to eat carbs, especially if you're lifting weights. So important. It repairs your muscles and builds those muscles. So they're essential. And if you're trying to lose weight, try to keep your carbs to the morning. Eat them for breakfast, early lunch. Just don't eat them at dinner. Like, do things like that. And it's a really good way to get your carbs in, but you have the whole day to burn them off.
So it's interesting. So it's almost like a cyclical thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, follow this sort of like routine or cycle in order to get the most bang for your buck.
Exactly.
In terms of your carbs and your fruit and whatnot.
Exactly.
So that's kind of cool. And it also makes it kind of easy because you can plan.
Yes.
Right? And you know, okay, well, in the morning, I really want that, you know, I don't know, toast or piece of toast or whatever today.
And that would be the time to eat it.
I can have it in the morning.
Have it in the morning. You have the whole day to burn it off. You're going to work out after that. All that's going to be gone.
Right.
But if you eat it at dinner and then you go to bed, that's when the carbs really.
And then you have a nightcap, right? Probably not the. You're saying that's not the ideal
Melissa.
situation.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so with the drinking, look, everybody wants to live. I am a big fan of bourbon, so like I know. But you just got to pick your times to do it. Just don't do it all the time. You'll be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Indulge here and there.
Try not to drink too much when you do drink, because even drinking a couple drinks in one sitting can throw off your metabolism for a week.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a really long time.
Again, sort of talking about this cycle. Like, you've interrupted the routine big time.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I mean, you theoretically.
Yeah. Right.
So when we talk about, just going back for a second, we got sort of off on a tangent, the Instagram thing. So having become sort of this, almost like a star overnight, were there any pitfalls to that? Like, for example, I know your real name and it's not Daisy Tenacious.
That's
correct.
I
cannot share that, but why? Why do you?
So I did use my real name at first when I started, but like I said, when I was just a couple hundred followers, and then as people started learning what I was doing and learning my story, it became thousands and thousands, and then you worry about like people looking you up and the safety of your family, and it just felt like it was smarter to have more anonymity. So I had to revamp myself, and I did.
Right.
And now I have a stage name, like a WWE wrestler.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And I love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love the last name in particular.
Well, Tenacious is my favorite word. So.
It fits you. And so, like, if someone were starting out right now, we've talked about these 20-somethings. Like, if you were starting out and you wanted to be sort of an Instagram person, it sounds like maybe one of the pieces of advice you would offer would be to not use your real name.
I just know.
Yeah.
If you're only going to do it for your friends and family, then go ahead. Like, but if you want to start building a business and building a following, I would absolutely suggest using a stage name.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really good advice because I feel like it's something that we don't really.
Nobody
I would never think of that. I think a lot of us would be like, "Oh, I want to be an Instagram star," but you don't think of the pitfalls.
Anybody can look up any information online now. It's really scary. Like, it just is.
That is scary.
It's not worth it.
Have you experienced anything?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. So
some negative.
A little bit of negative, and so I just decided it just made more sense.
Yeah.
To use the stage name.
Before you had 20,000 followers to use the stage name,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That makes sense. So do you see, in some businesses, there's sort of a disadvantage to women getting into businesses? Do you see any impediments to women getting into a fitness business?
Oh, God, no. If anything, I think women are carrying the torch now. And no offense to men. Yeah, I think it used to be a man's world. I think that has changed greatly over time. Women are so strong now and they're so powerful. And I think it used to be like when in my grandma's generation, they didn't work out. And you see those old videos, those black and white ones, where they're like on those machines and they're just shaking them around.
With the bands.
Yeah, with the bands. Yes. And you're like, oh, we're really doing something here.
Standing here.
I mean, so no one knew. Like, women didn't know you had to exercise. But that's really changed. And I would say, like, even in the last just 20 years, it hasn't been that long. When did the food pyramid change? It was not that long ago. I mean, so now we're very more conscious about health, and women are working out, and I think
you think it's sort of flipped
a little bit. Yeah, I think it's a woman's world now.
It's not a bad thing.
No offense.
So you're taking all your expertise now to the next level. You've got your Instagram. You used to just do this for sort of friends and family.
Yes.
And now you've opened your own business.
I have.
Can you tell us about some of the things that you are offering now?
So I do personal training at my house. And I usually just train women, although I have been training more men over the last couple of years. And but most of what I'm doing is online now. Okay. And I have a website, daisytenacious.com, where I do workout plans. And it's really nice because it's geared to where your fitness level is at.
So it's not so intimidating.
No, and I think those can be. My workout plans are very different. It's cardio and weightlifting. So you need to have some weights, but that's all you need. You just need a floor, your body, some time, and some weights. And
so you don't need a full gym in
No,
your house.
Not at all. And in fact, like, you don't really need a gym membership. This is all I did. This is all I did was lift these weights at home. Right. Nothing fancy.
Right.
And yeah, I'm in the best shape of my life doing that.
So, so you have workout plans online.
Yes.
What about nutrition?
I do have diet plans available as well, but I customize those for each person and for their specific needs.
Okay.
Because if you're a nurse working a 12-hour shift, your diet is going to be so different than the college student that has tons of free time. So I try to gear it toward everyone's schedule too. Which
is fantastic because I feel like a lot of these things we find online now, the ads pop up in my feed. They see 40-something women and they target me. A lot of these things that come up right now, they're one size fits all. They really
absolutely are.
And then maybe we sign up for one, right? And we don't see the results, or we're starving, or
Yes.
It's because we're all different. And also different.
So many diets now. Yeah, low-calorie diets, I just hate them. I don't even want to talk about that. So many negatives on that. But I'll just give you
low-calorie diets.
Don't even look at them.
Low-calorie diets.
Because I'll just tell you one really good reason why to avoid them. When you starve your body, which is essentially what a low-calorie diet is doing, you are not only pulling from your fat to feed yourself, you're pulling from your muscle. And that helps to burn fat actually more
than the fat that you're taking off.
Than going on these diets. So it's better just to build on your muscles to burn fat than ever starve yourself. And so you end up a lot of times weaker after a low-calorie diet.
Which makes sense.
The second you start putting a normal amount of food in your body, it just blows up because now your body's been starved for so long, it just holds on to everything you're putting in it.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, she's going to starve me again.
Yeah, I mean, it's full-on starvation mode, which you do hear about, and it sounds like it's a real thing.
It is
something to really consider.
Consider when picking out diet.
And we've been out together, and I know that when we're out, because you're resting metabolic rate is so high because of all the muscle that you have, that you're able to, you eat healthy, but you're also able to you have to consume a fair amount of food in order to feed your muscles.
It's kind of crazy how much I eat. People have
you call it annoying.
I find it annoying because the amount of money I spend on food a lot is nuts. But yeah, and I'll eat like 2 full entrees at dinner. But yeah, that's what happens when you have a lot of muscle. You just burn through your food.
You're like a furnace.
It's a good problem to have, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it also just speaks to the importance of feeding the muscles,
oh,
right?
For sure.
Regardless.
And having muscle.
Right.
Because you can't, I don't starve myself. I have a lot of fun with food, and that's because I work out and I build muscle, and it helps to burn off those calories and burn off the fat. So
you're going to kill me now, but we're actually going to take a break, and we're going to have one cocktail. And then Daisy's going to come back and give us a life tip. Hey everybody, we are going to take a break. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to make an apple rosemary Rickey. So in the apple rosemary Rickey, try to say that 3 times fast. We have 2 ounces of orange liqueur, 1 ounce of fresh lime juice, and about 3 to 4 ounces of club soda, plus a bunch of fresh apple slices. And I use Granny Smith apples. They're nice and tart. So inside of the glass, we have about 7 rosemary leaves. And all I'm going to do is add the apple slices in our glass. And, oops, we're going to turn this the right way. And then we're going to muddle it up until you can smell the rosemary just a little bit coming through the apples. All right, and then put that final slice back in. So all I'm going to do is add the orange liqueur and add a little bit of the lime juice. This is fresh. I squeezed it just a little bit ago. The club soda. This smells so fresh and delicious. And I'm going to just carefully add a few ice cubes. And since I forgot my stir, I'm going to stir it up with this handy rosemary sprig. And you can see it's really pretty. And it smells wonderful. So thanks for joining us today. Cheers. Oh, this is tremendous. You have to really try this one. Thanks again. For more tips, visit broadappealtv.com. Hey everybody, we are back with Daisy, and she's going to give us her favorite life tip, and it's so easy, you won't even believe how easy this is to implement. So, what is it? What do we do?
So, you know how that old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away?
I do.
So, I like to say they got it half.
But you can only have one because you can only have like 1 serving of fruit, right?
Well, that's if you do it that way.
Okay.
But I like to say that a shot of apple cider vinegar a day keeps the doctor away. Okay. And it's actually really true because a shot of apple cider vinegar helps to kill bacteria in your body and fights infection. It actually helps to burn fat and speed up your metabolism. And it won't do it by yourself. You still need to diet and exercise. It's not like drinking like tons of apple cider vinegar.
We just talked about this whole thing. Can't we just have the apple cider vinegar?
No, but it definitely does help as like a part of a balanced plan. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
It does a lot. There's been some studies that say it helps to with cellulite as well. Mm-hmm. And I actually think it does, like on personal level. It helps to lower cholesterol, lower blood sugar. It's amazing.
It's like a superpower.
It really is a superpower. And it's so
easy to do. And it costs
like,
what, $3?
You get like a huge container for nothing. You can probably get someone to give it to you. And and honestly, all you need is one shot. And you just dilute it in water, because if you take a straight shot of it, first of all, you probably throw up. And second of all, it will burn your esophagus over time. So it's better to dilute it a little bit.
So dilute it first.
Yes.
Okay.
Put it in some water and chug it. And you can do it in the morning before you start your day. And it's nice because it gives you like this really heavy feeling. So if you have portion control issues, then it makes you feel fuller longer. Like
so it helps to stave them off a little, give you a little
absolutely. It does give you a little help.
Right.
Or if you do it before bed, it helps to like really detox your body and cleanse while you're asleep. And so that's really nice too. But it tastes really bad. Really bad. And so
do it fast.
This is how I do it. I put it in water and I hold my nose and I chug it down, and then I have a toothbrush with toothpaste sitting right there and I just pop it in my mouth. But I know other people, they put it in lemon juice with cayenne pepper or some honey. There's different ways to do it, but just try to get it down, and honestly, it's totally worth it. It'll change your life. It'll change your life.
All right.
That's my hack.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
All right. Again, so thank you very much for joining us, Daisy. And to find out more about Daisy's tips and all of the different things that she offers in terms of diet and exercise, visit daisytenacious.com. And to find out more about our show, visit broadappealtv.com. Thanks again for joining us today.